So hello guys, welcome back to our next lecture. So in this video we are going to do our recursion. So this is our I think 10th or 8th video. So in this lecture we are going to know about recursion, what is recursion, everything about recursion. And in next lecture we are going to solve some questions on recursion. So in this lecture we are going to cover this all like syntax programs and some practice questions and some viva questions. So let's begin to our lecture, and before starting our lecture, first do like and comment what concept you get and didn't get. Okay, so let's begin the lecture. Why recursion? Recursion, what is the meaning of recursion? What happened in this? So basically recursion is when a function calling itself repeatedly, it is called recursion. I hope you understand this. Like tree transversal and binary searching and backtracking, divide and conquer, this all the functionality of recursion. Okay, function. Let's do the revision of function. Like syntax is def, then your function name, then write your parameter in bracket, then return value, and then the function improve reusability and whatever you want to write over here. Okay, now let's come to the syntax. Here is one example of function syntax like def greet name and return if hello name and print greet as Akash. So when you run this code, then output will come as hello Akash. So let's come to the next slide. So over here we have our recursive function syntax. So in this, over here you can see that def, then your function name, then your parameter. Then whatever your condition is there, write it down over here and then write this return function to solve your question. Okay. Now let's come to the next slide. What is base case? So it is used to stop recursion. This prevent infinite recursion. Like example, if n is less than equal to 1, then return 1. Okay, let's come to the next slide. What is recursive function? So recursive function is function calling itself with a smaller inputs. Move towards the base case. Okay, so this is the definition of your recursive function. Now let's come to the next slide. How recursion works. So it call first one, then call second, then call third, then stacks grow, and then return in reverse order. This is the working of a recursion. Okay. What is call stack? Each call is stored in memory LIFO, last in first out. So this is called call stack. Now we'll come to the next slide. What is factorial theory? How we get our factorial? So this is the logic for your factorial. Like if you want to write factorial of your 5, then this is going to be happen. Over here, you want the factorial of 5. So the formula for factorial of 5 is n into n minus 1, then your factorial sign. What happened over here? Like 5 into your uh, 5 minus 1, 4. Okay. So over here, this sign is here. So in this, what is going to be happen of this? 4, 3, 2, then 1, then your, yeah, it's going to be over here. So what will be the factorial of 5? Let me calculate. Wait 1 second. This is my phone. So the factorial of 5 is, I think, yeah, factorial of 5 is 120. How it's happened? So over here, the case I have written, this is the only case for that. Like first 5 going to calculate with 4, then 3, then 2, then 1. Okay? And when you multiply this all, you will get your factorial. Let's multiply over here. 5 4 ja 20, 23 ja 60, and 62 ja 120. And 120 into 1. This is also 120. So I hope you understand how the factorial work in mathematics. So the factorial of 5 is 120. Over here you can see the factorial of 0. So the factorial of 0 is 1. Always remember this. When there is very huge chances that this question may came in your exam, like MCQ exam. Okay. Now let's come to the next slide. What is the factorial code? So over here we have defined our def function, then your function name. Then over here we have written our parameter. Then we have applied our condition. If n is less than equal to 1, then return 1. Otherwise give the factorial. Okay. So this is the factorial of, this is the formula for finding factorial of any number. Okay. So always remember this one. We have also seen the factorial diagram in the previous slide. So let's come to the next slide. What is Fibonacci series? So Fibonacci series means sum of two previous number. It is called Fibonacci series. Okay. So over here we have defined our function, like def is our keyword, then your function, then your parameter. Then we have written our condition. If n is less than equal to 1, then return n. Otherwise return me the Fibonacci series. Okay, so this one is the formula for your Fibonacci. So always remember this. Sum of n numbers. How you can do the sum of n numbers? So for that, you have to create one def function, then your function name, then your parameter. Then you have to apply one condition. If n is equal to 0, then return 0. Otherwise, return n plus total n minus 1. How it will work? Let's see. If n is 5, 5 plus the total of 5 minus 1, hence 4. Okay. So 4 plus 9, sorry, 4 plus 5, 9. And what will be the sum for, no, sum for 5 is 9, 10, 11, 12, and 13, 14, and your 15. So I think it will work like this. Like over here it comes 4, then your 3, then your 2 and 1. You have to do the total of these all. So what will be the total of this? 4 plus 3 and plus 2 and plus 1. So it will be 4 plus 3, 7, 7, 8, 9 and 10. So the total of your n minus 1 is 10. And when you add 10 with 5, it will give you the output as 15. So like this, you can find the sum of any number with the help of this code. So remember this. How to reverse a string. So over here we have code how to reverse a string. So for that, we have created our def function, then your function name, then our parameter. Then if s equal to this colon, then return this. Otherwise, reverse of first index to last index. Remember this, not first index. Like from, yeah, first index number to the last index number, then the sum of your, sorry, this one is your first index number, which is written by 0. This one is your second index number, it is written by 1. Like if over here something, some list is here, like this is the list. So this one is our 0 on the 0 index number, this one is on your first index number. Okay, so what is saying over here, you have to write reverse of this full function, like from here, sorry, from here to here you have to write your reverse function, and then in that only you have to add this one 0 index number also. So what will be happen, so when you reverse your from first index to last, then how it will look, like 5, 4, then 3, then 2, and when you come over here and plus sign is there, and this 0 index number will be 1. So this will also added in this only, and you get your reverse. Okay, so I hope you understand this one also. Now let's come to the next slide. What is palindrome? It compare first and last recursively and stop when length is less than 1. So this is the functionality of palindrome. So I don't think we have to explain very much in this. Okay, what is binary search? What is binary search? Recursive divide and conquer time with this. This is called binary search. So learn these all definitions, because I'm not going to explain you all these all, because these are definitions part only. So remember all the definitions. What is tail recursion? Recursion call it last statement. Python does not optimize tail recursion. So remember this line. Python does not optimize the tail recursion. Okay. Now come to the next line. What is head recursion? So recursive call happen before processing. It is called head recursion. Now let's come to the next slide. What is tree recursion? Each call create multiple recursive call, which is for this example is Fibonacci. I have already explained in the Fibonacci series. Okay. Now let's come to the next slide. These all are the definition based questions from recursion. So I'm not going very deeply in this all. I'm just explaining you the logics and the definition for this. Okay. Now let's come to the next slide. What is indirect recursion? So indirect recursion is when function A calls function B and function B calls function A. It is called your indirect recursion. So remember this part also. Okay. Now let's come to the next slide. What is memoization? Sorry, memoization. I think the spelling is wrong over here. If anyone pronounce this correctly, then it's good, because I'm not able to pronounce this correctly. Maybe spelling mistake, or I am not able to pronounce this. So practice it by yours. I am only going to explain you the definition for this. Okay. It stores previous result and improve Fibonacci to 0n. And what is this 0n? This is, I think, your binary search. Okay. I think there is two types of search, binary search and linear search. Maybe these all we are going to discuss in our C properly because it is very important topic in that. Okay. Now let's come to the next slide. What is advantages? So it is readable, elegant, used for recursive structures. Okay. Now let's come to the next slide. What is disadvantages of this? So disadvantages are stack overflow, extra memory, and can be slower. Okay. And what is recursion versus loop? So recursion uses call stack, and loop use iteration, usually faster. Loops are usually faster. So remember this also. Maybe this question come in your MCQ exam. What are the common errors are over here? So missing base case, the wrong recursive call, and maximum recursion depth exceeded. Okay. Now let's come to the next slide. What is time complexity? So over here, this is factorial, this is Fibonacci, and this is your binary search. Sorry, in previous slide, I have tell this one as binary search. So improve that mistake. This is factorial. This is for this time complexity is for factorial. Okay. Here are some practice questions like factorial, Fibonacci, GCD, reverse string, and Tower of Hanoi. So in our next lecture, we are going to do some questions on recursion. Okay. So in this lecture, have just discussed the logic, the syntax, and some examples and some types of recursion. So in this lecture, this is only like theory lecture. You can say that. The next lecture will be going to be the coding and practice questions. Okay. So remember this in your mind. This lecture is only for your theory part. Okay. Here are some practice answer. Use recursive function with base, trace, call, stack overflow. Is that? Here are some Viva questions. So do the comment me all the answers for these all questions. Like what is recursion? What is base case? And difference from loop? What is stack overflow? Okay. Tail recursion, head recursion, memoization. Okay. Memoization. I think now I have pronounced it correctly. And applications. Then your interview tips are always explain the base case, mention time and space complexity. Okay. So this is one interview tips. So remember this in your mind. And here is our summary. Recursion, base case. What is recursion? So recursion is basically base case plus recursive case. Okay. And practice tracking call stacks. Okay. So this is the summary for your recursion. And in next lecture, we are going to do our practice questions on recursion. Okay. So